Hi, this is Tom Needham, and you're listening to the sounds of film. And boy, I am so excited. Joining me on the phone is a true legend, Dionne Warwick. You know Dionne, she's had 56 hits in the Billboard Top 100, won 5 Grammy Awards, and sold over 100 million records. Some of her best-known hits include Then Came You, Deja Vu, Walk On By, I'll Never Love This Way Again, and there's so many others. Her new album's called She's Back. And I'm really excited to be talking to Dionne because she's back on the sounds of film. Dionne, thanks so much for joining us on the program.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Dionne, now I do have to mention that you recently won a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about, that's quite an achievement. A lot of people win Grammys, but not that Lifetime Achievement Award. That's a big one. How does it feel?
It's a very exciting time right now for me, and it's amazing, that's an award that the entire Academy gives to you, and it's because of the merits that you earned.
When you received the award, did they tell you exactly what it is that when they look back at your career, that they're just amazed by?
Yeah, I get the actual award in May, and the presentation will be in Los Angeles on May the 11th, and it's going to be a wonderful evening. They pay tribute to the awardees, and I guess they do give a little bit of the accomplishments that I have made.
Well, you have a lot of accomplishments. When you look back at your long career, very few people have done what you have done. And I'm sure people ask you all the time, like, how have you done it? How did you have hits in so many different decades? And you're still performing today and still releasing new music, and you still have fans.
I try to stay relevant, keeping up with what's going on without doing anything to detract from who Dionne Warwick is and what I do normally. So it's a case of just finding some great songs to get to some people's ears to listen to, and have a lot of fun with music again.
Well, you have a new record called She's Back. What do you mean she's back? Have you ever been gone? Is it referring to yourself?
No, I've never been gone.
Yeah.
What it basically is that I have not recorded in the past 5.5 years. And my son Damon Elliott, who produced the CD for me, decided that it was time for Mommy to get back in the studio and bring some good music to people's ears again. And because also I've been being asked on several occasions, when are you going to record again? When are we going to hear a new record from you, et cetera, et cetera. So now I've given them the answer. She's back.
Well, that's clever. On this new album, you have a new version of a classic song that a lot of people know you for. What the World Needs Is Love.
Yes.
Why was this the time for you to record the song again and release it to the public?
With all the chaotic things that's going on, not only in the United States, but throughout the entire world, we need some love now.
Mm.
We need to know that, first of all, it's taught that God is love. And we need God right now. We need a lot of it. So hopefully the words that Hal David wrote will now take residence into people's minds and hearts. And understand it's not time to wake up and smell the coffee.
Couple things there. You mentioned God. A lot of people remember that you started off a long time ago singing in the church. What did you learn from that experience way back when?
That's the way I was brought up. I was brought up in church. My grandfather was a minister. I come from a gospel singing family. So God is always and will always be a part of my life.
You've also always been someone that when there's something in the news, you said that times are really screwed up now. If there's an important issue, we've heard from you through the years.
Yes.
What are the issues? You spoke very generally right now, but is there any issue in particular right now that concerns you the most?
And it's still the same issues. We've got to get our babies to start understanding, that they're relevant, and that, the rhetoric that is going on within their lives that they're perpetuating has got to stop. We got to grow up, in other words.
This song is a classic song. I was wondering, do you still remember when this song, "What the World Needs Is Love," was first brought to you, and when you decided to record it?
That's how old the song is.
Wow.
And that's how relevant it is to this very day.
What was it like recording it back then versus how you did it today?
Oh, it was quite meaningful at that point in time because we were in the throes of the end of the Vietnam War and the all other kinds of craziness going on in our country, and so it still has the same kind of relevant meaning that we need to just stop and take a deep breath. And the re-recording of it is as spiritual and as meaningful now as it was then. I had the pleasure of re-recording it with a choir.
Yeah.
Jubilation. And I think it's kind of heightened the meaning of the song, I feel. So hopefully people will respond to it in that fashion.
Well, we're going to be playing it here on the Sounds of Film, and I think people are going to love it. The last time I spoke to you, you had mentioned a project, and I know film projects take a long time to come to fruition, but you had mentioned that there was a possibility that there might be a movie made about your life. Is that something that's still a possibility?
Yes, in fact, we're still in the process of putting that together. It does take a long time, not only for the proper people to be involved, but the financial part of it can be an issue too. So we're still plugging away with that one, and it'll happen. That's for sure. I have faith in everybody's working on it.
Well, you have a good story. You mentioned before that your new album is produced by your son. And I'm sure he had an amazing opportunity growing up with you. Can you tell me anything that you think that maybe your son learned from you when he was growing up with you, or, being around the music business? And what has he taught you, if that's even possible?
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let him answer that question for you. So let's ask it again.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. How you doing? This is Tom. Nice to meet you. I was asking your mom about the fact that the two of you have worked together, and I was wondering what it was like growing up with your mom, and what did you learn being around her that you now use in the studio? And is there anything that you've been able to teach her? Maybe there's some new tricks you've learned.
Yeah. No, I haven't been able to teach my mom anything.
Yeah.
Other than it's kind of wild because she actually is she flips the switch when we go in the studio, and I actually become the producer, and that is an amazing feat in itself. And I learned through the years. I grew up watching the producers with mom, Burt Bacharach and all the greats that she's worked with. I've had the privilege of being in the studio with, so I was always like that sponge. So I guess to answer that, growing up, watching and learning, I now have the opportunity to kind of put to use, and I think I did okay because we got an album and she's happy and smiling, and it came out great.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. I know we don't have a lot of time. Dionne, if you can answer one more question. You mentioned the importance of love at this time. And I think one of the things that people enjoy so much about you and your music and your career is that, like, you've had a number of different times where you've just done that right song where you demonstrate the power of good music and a good message
Yes.
Whether you're singing about love or whether it's the classic "That's What Friends Are For," singing about the importance of friendship. And I can't even imagine what it's like for you to be on stage and to be singing one of these powerful songs and seeing people in real time react to it. Like, can you explain to us like the power of music and what you see in terms of the effect that it can have on your audiences?
It's absolutely wonderful. I'll tell you. When as a matter of fact, when I do What the World Needs Now Is Love inside of my show, people start singing immediately with me. And when I sing That's What Friends Are For, they immediately start singing it with me. So they totally relate to what I'm saying to them, and it means something to them, which is very, very important. Which is, when you give them meaningful words and thoughts, you'd be surprised the reaction you get, and it's a wonderful feeling.
It's a thing that, regular people who have ordinary jobs, when they get to be a certain age, they look forward to retirement. But you just keep on going. Is it different for entertainers like yourself? Like, do you want to just keep on going?
It gets to be a little tearing on the body, sometimes on the mind, too.
Yeah.
But I do happen to love what I do. So, and until it stops being enjoyable and meaningful to me, I guess I will continue to do it. Not to say that I'm not thinking almost every day about retiring.
Right.
But, 57 years is a long time to be in the industry.
Absolutely.
And, but, I'm still having a good time. So until the right time happens, and when that happens, everybody's going to know, well, this is it, kids. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have enjoyed the trip with me. And I'm now going to go to my room. I'm going to go to my bed and lay down and go to sleep for a minute. How about that?
Well, I know your fans are not looking forward to that day, but we can understand, and we're very appreciative. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking to Dionne Warwick. I also want to thank Damon for coming on, and the producer of her new album, She's Back. I want everyone to check it out. And Dionne, congratulations again on your Lifetime Achievement Award. You certainly deserve it.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate that.
Okay, have a great night. Bye-bye.
You do the same.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.